Brother Anand, so we're just recording this so that, for people that could not join today, we're able to share them. So Brother Anand is the co-lead for the Annapurna Trust and Annapurna division, which manages all of the morning nutrition program for a mind-boggling, more than 1 crore children every single day. And Sister Radhika is also actively involved with the project. She manages much of the finances and some of the record keeping as well for all of this huge effort that takes place. And I think what has been so impressive is as the mission has expanded, the staff is still, very lean. There's literally, I think last time Sadhguru was telling us, about 50 people in terms of staff and 5,000 volunteers that are managing the morning nutrition for more than 10 million children every single day in more than 100,000 government schools. So very, very impressive. So among all the three verticals of free nutrition, free healthcare, and free education, this is by far the largest program that Sadhguru has going on in many different countries and primarily in India as well. So, with that introduction, I'm going to turn it over to Brother Anand to talk to us about what is happening in Mudanhalli and also give us an update, especially in this year, which is the centennial year for Sathya Sai Baba's birth. And there are some big celebrations and big projects that are happening in Mudanhalli. So, Brother Anand and Sister Radhika, to you.
Yeah, namaste.
Namaste. Thank you very much for giving an opportunity and pleasure to meet all of you over here. We had the good fortune of being a part of bhajans yesterday at Somaraoji's house. A lot of divine vibrations, so much of positivity in that place. And we felt that we were back to Mudanali once we entered into Somaraoji's puja house. And thanks to both of them for giving an opportunity to be over there yesterday. Um, yes, Somarao thank you very much. There are so many things which are happening. Sadhguru was just here about a month back, 45 days back, and every day counts in Mudinali. And once he was back to ashram, the first thing he did was a visit to the hospital. And when he left, it was just about second floor was completed, and then almost for 60 days he was not there. So the moment he came back, they almost completed the fourth floor, which means second floor, third floor, and the fourth floor got completed. And the biggest thing which is very important and crucial is the fifth and the sixth floor and the dome which comes on the top of it. So a lot of work is happening. I have a presentation to share on that part, but for the interest of people who may not be knowing a bit of the programs which you do, I will just take only couple of minutes to give a small intro about Sadhguru's work. That way, everyone gets to understand a bit more about him. Um, can you just confirm whether you are able to see my slide deck, if that is okay with everyone?
Yes, we can see it now.
Yeah, so this is the hospital building which is coming up. Now, as I mentioned, you can see the top floor. The top two are still pending. The dome is pending, and otherwise, the ground level work is almost completed. First floor is completed. Second floor is completed. Medical equipments are yet to be procured, but as the time comes in, everything gets assembled over there. But any which ways, I just wanted to start this with a small intro to our Sadhguruji. Most of you know he's been an instrument of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, a living example of how uh, each of us can become uh, instruments in the divine work. And Baba has chosen Sadhguruji as one of his divine instrument to take up the work and carry the baton forward. Free morning nutrition program. Somarao ji has already mentioned about it. We do the breakfast program in India in across 25 states and 4 union territories, and now planning to expand in other countries also. Most of you know about the medical college, which was inaugurated by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And again, we are anticipating his visit in November to open the 600-bedded hospital. And in the same line, we have pediatric cardiac care hospitals in 5 different states of India, starting with Chhattisgarh, then Haryana, then we have one in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Uh, the fourth one was in Telangana, and the fifth is in Chikbalapur, near to Bangalore. And then we also have another 3 hospitals in Sri Lanka, Nigeria, and Fiji, and a medical center in USA. Most of you know Baba's core focus has always been on education, and that's how rural hinterlands of India are now having Satya Sai campuses. And this is currently the stats of having 39 educational institutions plus a university to address the need of education from 6th grade all the way till PhD. All this has happened in the last 12 years' time. And Global Centers for Human Development, we have 11 such centers. This is a slide deck on the minister's visit, prime minister's visit, and then honorable president's visit for the convocation. Most of you know that again we are getting we are entering into the fourth convocation. For this year, this is going to be on July 10th. The fourth convocation will be held in Mudinali on July 10th. And 8th and 9th, there will be a All India Vice Chancellors Conference. So we are calling Vice Chancellors from various universities. Our anticipation is at least 70 to 80 Vice Chancellors are expected to come to our campus. And again, 8th and 9th and 10th will be a very hectic schedule for us in Satya Sai Grama. This is another slide which speaks about the medical college. Most of you know this is the one which has been an inspiration for all of us, a unique thing to come up with a medical college and give medical education free. Just to give you a perspective from my personal life also, just to also tell you that how we are also getting benefited, me and my wife. Uh, we also quit our jobs. We took the great fortune of joining Sadhguru's mission. And Sadhguru takes care of all of us so nicely that he has asked my daughter, who is right now in her 12th grade, to take medicine. So basically, after her 12th grade, she will probably go through the NEET exam and hopefully she might join the medical college as one of the students. And then it's a privilege that uh, my daughter is getting an opportunity to study in Swami's Medical College. Uh, this is just a slide which speaks about a bit of nutrition stats, but for the sake of people who may not know what we do, we serve for about 10 million children or 1 crore children, and almost 100,000 government schools we are spread across. And we get all our micronutrient health supplements procured directly from the farmers. So the ecosystem is in such a way that we integrate the farmer product, fortify it, and send it through the government vehicles to the farmers' children. So the product is coming from the farmers and going back to the farmers' children. That has been a wonderful model, and a lot of people are now appreciating what we do. For every support which you get, we are actually not only benefiting the children, but also benefiting the farmers in the process. And then we have volunteers supporting us, teachers supporting us, and the spread is across 25 states and 4 union territories. Similarly, education, I have already mentioned about the support which we provide for children from 6th grade all the way till PhD. As of now, we have 3,800 students studying with us. And then scholarships are also given to children who are between 1st standard to 5th standard, especially in rural communities, to encourage them to come to school on a day-to-day basis. This is a snapshot of our education wing. And the core focus for today is about the healthcare. As we mentioned earlier about the pediatric cardiac care surgeries, which we do, hospitals which are there. We understood like what Sadhguruji always envisioned, that if you take a triangle, the base of it is the most important part, which is the access to healthcare. And Sadhguru's vision is to have the base predominantly with primary healthcare centers, which will help to address the needs of healthcare of rural poor. And then you have, as we progress towards the top, you have a secondary mother and child hospitals and certain specialized hospitals coming up. And at the top of the triangle, you have specialized tertiary heart care centers or anything more related to high-end treatments is what Sadhguru's vision is. So his core focus is to get all the three verticals in line. And if you look at the 15 healthcare facilities, they are mostly the tertiary and the secondary healthcare centers. And then you can see the kind of inpatients who are treated in our own hospital. Every day we have 1,500 to 2,000 outpatients coming to our own hospital in Mudenali. And that's the need for having a larger hospital, and the 600 bedded hospital will definitely help us to address more and more patients. Uh, this is a snapshot of the current status of construction at the Mudanali Ashram. I'm sure Sadhguruji has also mentioned it during his visit. We just completed the fourth floor and work is in progress on the fifth floor right now. And then the dome, which is required to come on top of it. Uh, 24/7 people are working over there. I can definitely say the motivation and inspiration comes for all of us just by looking at the building every day. So many workers, almost 500 to 600 people are seen working over there. I know most of us might come during the fag end of the celebrations, maybe during the November time. But the kind of work which has been done in the last 6 months and continue to do it is amazing. In fact, the reason for me to come over here is not to speak about our nutrition program, but about the hospital, because I get inspired to see what is happening over there live. Every day, me and my wife go for a morning walk, and every day we get to see a lot of progress happening over there. The edifice of hospital, which is going to be the largest one available in India to provide absolutely free healthcare, a model which has to be replicated in other states and other countries, is getting now, right now, implemented in Mudanali Ashram. And yes, medical equipments which are required for installations, they'll all be beginning in September. And even Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba's statue, a 21 feet statue will also be installed in the ground floor. We've been told by the PMO, the Prime Minister's office, that the building should be completely ready before it can be even brought to the notice of the Prime Minister to visit the place. We're hoping that everything goes well. It's a nick of time. It's very challenging. At the same time, it's also very exciting for all of us that all of us have taken up this initiative to get the hospital block up by the time it's going to be in November. And all of you will also be there to witness the grandeur of the 100th birthday celebrations of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. And just to tell you a quick snapshot of another initiative which we are doing as a part of the healthcare is setting up Sai Swasthya centers. As I mentioned, the base of the triangle, which requires primary healthcare centers. So we are setting up more and more telemedicine centers and centers which are easily accessible for the rural poor. And as of now, we have set up 27 centers so that there is no large wait list in our main hospital. So what happens? They come to the primary healthcare centers, they will get treated over there. And if there is anything where they need additional treatment, then the reference goes to the hospital in Mudenali. So the process is to ensure that the patients are taken care at the ground level itself rather than making them travel all the way to our hospital. So idea is to set up 100 such centers by November, again as a part of 100th birth anniversary of Baba, and also to complete 1 million screenings. Basically, patients who come to our hospital or who have been screened at their villages, we want to offer it back at Baba's feet about the scope of work which we want to expand, going to the rural hinterlands with our doctors and screen them. Again, this is a target. We have taken it for ourselves so that we get used to this kind of large mammoth projects. And this is a small beginning which we are doing. Last but not least, we are inviting all of you to be a part of this 100 days celebration. Work is going on in a very quick pace. Constructions are happening inside ashram. Accommodation buildings are getting set up. And even for many of the people who are coming for the first time, we are trying to ensure that facilities are at par. And we didn't want to make a compromise on anything for that matter, be it water or the bedding or clothing, anything for that matter, food, everything is kind of organized. Multiple meetings are getting organized on a day-to-day basis. Volunteers who are required for doing the seva. I see this is the pinnacle of all the work which has been done till date, and Sadhguru has taken up this as the most important event of his experience being with Satya Sai Baba in the last 10 years. And we are all there with him. We also want all of you to join hands with us. There's a World Music Conference during Baba's birthday. There is also a World Religion Summit, which is also scheduled during that time. We're anticipating the visit of Prime Minister Modi and also the President of India, both of them to be there during this 100-day celebrations. And yeah, finally, the ultimate being Baba's birthday on November 23rd. So we invite all of you to be a part of it. And I thought maybe I should stop over here. And maybe if you have any questions for me, maybe I can take those questions and hand over to Somarao ji if he has to, address all the other things related to our projects. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Anand. It's just mind-boggling to think about all of the activities and good work that is being done by the One World, One Family mission under Sadhguru. And of course, all of you are part of it every single day. And I think what you conveyed to us is a sense of the vision that Sadhguru brings and all of the excitement heading into the centennial celebrations of Satya Sai Baba's 100th birthday. So I had a question regarding the free hospital that you're building, and then we can open it up for some more questions. It's a 600-bed hospital, and I've heard this from Swami, but maybe for the benefit of the others on the call, I understand that this is like the largest free hospital that is being built in India or even larger region. Is that accurate?
Uh, Currently, it is the largest free hospital which provides in-care services, inpatient services. So when we say 600 bedded hospital, 600 beds are available for inpatients. So on any given time, currently the outpatient is 2000, but with this new facility coming up, we can definitely see 5000 to 6000 people coming to our facility on a daily basis, which means you need to ensure that they are taken care, the food is taken care, and if they need a treatment inside the hospital, which means they need to be accommodated, their escorts need to be accommodated. So if you look at it, it's quite similar to the CMC Vellore Hospital, which is there. Uh, a similar thing. The only difference is here everything is absolutely free, which means we don't even need registration fee. There is nothing related to commerce over here. No commercial element is there. Now, people come over here considering this as a temple of healing. The faith that Baba is there with them, and you know, whatever disease they might be having, they feel like when they come over to this place, there'll be a natural treatment which happens, a transformation which happens in them. And even Sadhguru's idea is that, when the poor are in need, we need to ensure that we take care of them so that they have a gratitude to whatever they got and they go back and do something good for others outside. So to your question, yes, it's the largest hospital in India, a 600 bedded hospital. I am not too sure, there is any other hospital like this as big giving free services anywhere in the world. But I can't comment on it. But right now, this is what I feel like.
Very nice. So maybe we can open it up for some questions about either the 100-day program, but one final question. Sorry, go ahead. I think someone has a question. So if you want, you can also raise your hand using the button on the Zoom screen at the bottom of the screen. And then, we can have Brother Anand or Sister Radhika address that. So just to get us started, one question, Anand, is, doing this scale of work must require a lot of resources, a lot of challenges. And I heard the good news from Swami that there's also some large support that is coming in, that one of the families in California has made a large contribution or committed to making a large contribution for the cardiac wing at the hospital. But can you give us a sense of the challenges in terms of the construction, the hospital, and the celebrations that are happening, and how we can help in this process?
Yeah, I think very valid question, sir. And it's the need of the hour, but again, it has to be articulated in the right way because, as Baba says, you take the first step, and I'll take the other steps behind. So we are just taking the steps as and when required, going and meeting people. Honestly, both of us keep going and meeting people and tell about the work which we do. And we also tell about the kind of support which is needed at this time for the completion of the project. The overall completion of the project itself is almost, we need about $30 million. I mean, it's a huge number, but still, all of us need to know the kind of work which Sadhguruji is doing and taking up this huge, gigantic challenge of raising that much capital which is required for the construction. But that doesn't mean that we are putting pressure on anyone to donate or whatever. Like what you mentioned, sir, when he was here, he met a very generous family, and things have fallen in place, and they came forward to support almost 25% of it. I mean,
Wow.
so you get to see how things are, transpiring, and with Baba, with Swami, right? There's a lot of uncertainty, and he makes us go through so many challenges, and in the process he tunes us, he makes us much more better individuals, and brings lot of you know whatever change which is required within us. So now both of us are here, we are also meeting some more people, showing our hospital brochure. Today morning also, thank you Somarao ji, you connected me to Rajpal ji. I gave a detailed explanation about the work which we are doing. He was impressed. In fact, he's saying that he's going to connect us to some of the important members in India once he is coming to India next month. So, likewise, every connection is making an impact. I also met some of the venture capitalists, just about a couple of days back. Everyone had a goodness in their, system. Only thing is they were looking for a platform, and maybe I would say you and me are all just messengers going and telling about the work which we are doing, giving a brochure, and our work is just to do that as a messenger. And what transformation has to be brought in that person is Swami's way of looking at things. But that role of a messenger, of being a postman, or whatever you can call it as, is been given to us. And yes, challenges are there. We have a huge requirements, but again, we know that Swami is there, and Swami is definitely going to make it happen. And he is just making us to witness. He is just making us to see and enjoy the journey. Okay, in the process, but definitely work needs to be done. Strategies, going and meeting more and more foundations, more and more people, is what we are doing, sir. And I'm really grateful to you also, sir, because in a short notice you had this idea to set up a call, and I mean, not to discuss about any financial needs, but to tell the Bhagavatam story of our work and how mammoth it has been, but still how happy and cheerful we are, ensuring that everything happens at the right time.
No, thank you, brother. In fact, almost everyone on the call uh, has enjoyed, the privilege and the happiness of seeing Swami here in the New Jersey and New York area. And many of them have also, supporters of Swami's mission. But I'm always reminded of the analogies that Swami says, and uh, just to kind of, Swami was talking one time about, he says, everyone, when they think about doing good work, they start off by thinking about, how are we going to raise the money for it? And Swami gives the analogy. He says, that wherever there is Narayana, that is where Lakshmi will be. So he
Correct.
says, when you see the God in the humanity in a fellow human, and you start with a positive mind and a pure mind, thinking about the good that you can do, Lakshmi follows. So he
Correct.
says the MBA thinking is, you get the budget first and then you start the project. And Swami literally starts it the other way around.
Correct.
And
Correct. Very true.
when I hear your words and the confidence, that Swami's work will reach fruition, and we're all part of the
History,
players in
history in
this
the making,
process.
so that we can discuss. I'm sure maybe in a year's time, everything is set up, and then we are all a part of the history. And it doesn't stop there. As I already mentioned, Swami's idea is to set up 600 schools. Every district of India should have one school. So that will be the next project. Swami's idea is also to set up 6,000 Sai Swasthya centers, which means every taluka of India will have a Sai Swasthya center. That is another project. And I still believe Satya Sai Baba way back was mentioning a time will come where my schools will be there in every part of India. And I think that is what has been happening now. We are just witnessing it. Again, Sadhguru says that whatever has been achieved in the last 10 years and what is going to be achieved in the next 10 years will be 10 times bigger than what has been achieved in this 10 years. So we have to just keep witnessing it and keep doing our work. Yes, many people are coming forward, need not be Baba devotees, very simple hearted. Like as I mentioned, the person in California is a very simple hearted, very nice person, uh, very rich in values and culture, and we don't know about them, and they came forward to support. So I'm sure there are many more people, and we have to get inspired looking at them, how they are motivating us to do more and more good work, and the back they are all coming forward to support us and support Sadhguruji also.
So we did promise this is going to be a short call, but we do want to give you the opportunity for everyone on the call to ask any questions you might have about the hospital project or about the 100 days of centennial celebrations. As Brother Anand mentioned, Swami has definitely invited all of us to be there, and they're actively making the arrangements to accommodate people to the degree that every day of the celebration, they're hoping that there will be they'll be feeding, taking care of, and hosting effectively 6 to 7,000 guests every single day.
Correct.
And one of the things that Sadhguru also mentioned to me when he was on this trip is for us as a community, with in New Jersey, to think about taking the opportunity to maybe even sponsor one of the days of the celebration. And, it's an opportunity to also feed the 6,000, 7,000 good people that are there for those events. So that is kind of the scale. So yeah, it's a lot of exciting things happening. Definitely good to hear about them. But we'll open it up for questions. And if there are no questions, I don't want to keep you, we don't want to keep you on the discussion any longer. So please, feel free. You can unmute your lines and ask any questions you have. One last thing, Anand, maybe you could mention is about the civilian honor that Sadhguru and Brother Sumit and his wife received in Fiji, which was also quite a surprise. And this is the highest civilian honor, I believe, right?
I think if you ask me, right, I have seen the way this whole hospital was envisioned in 2017. 2017 was when, Sumit Tapu kind of been asked by Swami to think about opening a hospital in Fiji, which was unheard of. And that time, like any other person, Sumit was also not in favor of opening a hospital, even though he was born and brought up in Fiji. But since it was guidance from Sadhguru ji, and then he did all of the work to be done to get government permissions, and then there were so many roadblocks because, like anybody else, even the devotees over there were not in favor of opening a hospital because they think it can't be possible in a place like PG. But thankfully, with the continuous persistence and continuous, guidance from Sadhguru to a set of devotees within Fiji, they took up this activity, they brought it to the notice of the government, and then in 2019, just before the COVID began, so much of struggle was there in the construction part, even during the COVID time. Apart from the hospital, even the ashram was also built at the same time. And I remember I was in Fiji in 2017 doing the Bhumi Puja. I mean, I was a part of the Bhumi Puja program. Right next to the seashore, the ashram was coming. Uh, like any other kid, I can consider myself as a kid. I wasn't sure what's happening, just that I've been a witness to all these big things which are coming up. And lo and behold, 2022 hospital gets opened, and then right in middle of the COVID time it gets inaugurated, and then we had our own prime minister coming and doing the video conference about the hospital. And then naturally the prime minister of Fiji and the president of Fiji were all there for the inaugural. And today it has saved millions of, I mean, at least the screenings which they have done, it's almost a million screenings could have been done over there. But the surgeries, almost some 2,000 or 3,000 surgeries were done, and that created a lot of impact within that area. And naturally, the president of Fiji kind of wanted to convey the gratitude to Sadhguruji. And even I was surprised, when I was told that, Sadhguruji was given the highest civilian award. And then we Googled and figured out that there were only other two people in India who got the award. One was Prime Minister Modi ji, and second was the president. So what honor can we kind of think of for Sadhguruji, that he's been given this award. And then very recently in the satsang also, there was a standing ovation to Sadhguruji for accepting this award. And it's a kind of energy for all of us, because we want our work to be known to large number of people. And Fiji has been one country which has appreciated the work. And I'm sure this is just the start. There are many more things happening. Sadhguruji has already been given doctorates. Couple of doctorates have already come to him, and continue to happen. uh, I am only seeing that we are only witnessing whatever is happening, because it's already been designed in the whole, once Sri Satya Sai Baba's mission, that this will come up. We are just only being, a speck of understanding the whole thing, and being an audience to be happy and be a witness to the whole thing. Yeah,
It is amazing. It's a children's hospital. This is the most vulnerable segment of the community. It has
correct.
become a regional center for almost all the other countries around Fiji, which is a small island country. And to get this kind of an honor from the president of Fiji, this is the Bharat Ratna of Fiji. This is the
Absolutely.
highest honor that he can get. And in such a short period of time, where the hospital's been up and running for so few years, but still has made such a tremendous impact. I think, this just shows what the mission is doing and the impact it is having on people's lives.
Mission is actually transforming many more people. I can tell you, my better half is there. She's there right now. I have trained her in the last 2 years of the work which I was doing it. Till then, she was actually taking care of children. The moment the children went to Baba's, Ms. Swami's hostels, she started traveling with me. And we are now moving from 10 million to 20 million. And I want her to tell the story. Maybe she can probably explain in a couple of minutes about what she has learned in the last 2 years traveling with me, and how Swami has been guiding both of us. Please, Radhika.
Okay, Sairam everyone. So before moving to the nutrition, because it was discussion is happening about the 600 bedded hospital. So as Anand was mentioning, when we are going for a walk during the morning hours, so we also get to meet the people who work on the ground. So they work day and night. So usually we have a curiosity to understand, are they enjoying the work, because they are building a bigger hospital. It's not a smaller thing. So and there is and can see the joy in their face, and they say, we are not building a hospital, we are building a temple. And I could see, if you build a temple and when you're going to temple, what joy you have, I could see in their faces. So they really mean it what they're doing. So and they also I also heard like see everybody like does a squirrel seva we say right in anything good work. And I also came to know that those all are coming forward, how they can join in this mission. It's not about only constructing; they're constructing workers. How can they join in to the hospital? Like, how can we be a part of this mission? How can we give back? That thought process really, I think that is how the God shows us, like how these people are like not. Nothing for them, they need not do that, but still it's not only they are building the temple, they're also thinking how we can be in that part of the temple. So I thought I should share this because we were discussing about the hospital. And coming to the nutrition, as you know, we have started with 50 children in the remote area as guided by Sadhguru. It was we were not even knowing what we are doing as we are that my children are too young. Like my son was just born and my daughter was like 4 years at that time when we started this nutrition. We used to go. Anand used to go 20 kilometers away. I'm giving the like brief of the story how it has come to the 10 million. Then slowly, when he started, the children were waiting for him every day. It was not meant for every day, but later it has happened. The children used to wait for him to get the breakfast. And slowly we understood, yes, the need of the breakfast was very much because teachers were able to also teach the children who are already having food in their stomach. As we know, we cannot send our children with empty stomachs, right? So but in the rural India it's not like that, it's different story. Most of the parents go early, and then we learned that it's much needed over there, and most of the people joined. And slowly number was increasing, and we understood that the more like satisfaction was there in this than in the corporate world. And Anand decided to leave once it was like 5 lakh. And slowly I was doing helping hand in the at home and whatever like donations, but full time has happened when my son also went into the like into the boarding school in the Swami school. So in these 2 years, when I'm meeting most of the people, I have learned a lot because I was in the four walls all the time doing my work. But when I'm meeting, there are many compassionate people, like I have said, in the walk from everyone. Everybody has that goodness in their heart. They wanted to do something, but I felt they don't know the path sometimes, like how to give back, or they may not like know, are we doing for the genuine people, trust, or are we, are this, whatever we're giving is going to the cause. These questions were there when I met most of the people. When they came to know about our mission, most of the people have come forward, and we always encourage them to come to our place because, as everyone says, seeing is believing, right? Say how much we speak, we always make them to come to our place or come to our school where we serve, so that they will have the real hand experience. They will know actually on ground what is happening. So this is what I have learned when I meet people, when we explain about our work. They really got touched because and they say it's not possible. But I know that it has been done by divine, and we are only the instruments. As Anand was telling, like a postman or whatever the messenger. So we have learned, we have much more to learn, but our journey never stops because there is much more to do till we cover the last child who need that nutrition, and also the last child who need that health services. Uh,
It's wonderful to hear your perspective, Sister Radhika. It backs the argument that behind every good man, there's a good woman pushing him forward. So for all the work that Anand is doing, we know who's really responsible.
thank you so much, sir.
No, but you're both, the work that you're doing is an inspiration, and it reminds us of what Sadhguru tells all of us, that the seva is just a pathway to transformation. And ultimately, all of us on the call, we are fellow travelers in this journey. And I think opening our hearts to compassion and opening our hearts to other people is that first step of the transformation that Sadhguru wants in all of us. So with that, I know that you've all been generous with your time. It's been 45 minutes. So we'll close the call at this point. I want to thank, Brother Anand and Sister Radhika for taking the time to join us during their busy trip and giving us this lovely update and sharing their thoughts about the One World, One Family mission. So we hope that, we can do more of these as other people from the ashram in Mudanhali also come to the United States. And that way, all of us that are supporting the mission in one way or the other, can hear about all the good things that are being done and be part of that. So thank you all for taking the time to join the call and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you once
Thank
again,
you.
Thank
everyone,
you,
for giving
everybody.
an
Thank
opportunity.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Radhika, and
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.
Stop the recording.
Stop the recording, huh?
Yeah, here.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir is there.